What's up, guys? We are under 2 weeks out from the album release show. I want to show you a lot of what I've been doing the last couple of days, which is just going like balls to the wall, trying to get as much stuff done for this as possible. There has been so much to do to complete the preparation for this show. It's actually insane. Let me walk you through it. First, there's just the basics of creating my show inside of Ableton. This is a lot more than just putting in a couple of files. There are some files that kind of show where everything is supposed to go, but there's setting up all the click tracks, all the cues, and then any of the backing tracks that we want to have available. We're not going to use all these, but we want to have them all synced up, and then the timing and transitions between, making sure that all that is good. And then down the bottom, you can see I've got to finish these. These are the lighting triggers for controlling the lights so that they are synced up to the actual show. I've got to do this for the rest of the songs in the set, and there's actually more I need to program in for the new fixtures that I'm making. That takes me directly into part 2, which is making the fixtures. So this is one of them right here, the mirror fixture. I'm going to expand this to make it a little bit bigger to catch the light. I've got another one here. These raise up another like 6 feet or so, and they're going to be reflecting spotlights. And so I've got the spotlight, which is over here. You can see that down there. I had to get a new bulb for it, but I got it off Facebook Marketplace. It's an old theater spotlight. And then down there, if you can see that, that is the mirror fixture, which is going to go in the center of the crowd and have a spotlight reflect off of that. And that's all these are going to be synced up to important parts of the set. Next is actually practicing the music, which I've been so overwhelmed trying to get everything else done that I have not gotten as much practice in. But I'm starting that today. I got a good amount in today, and I'm going to try to run the set about 10 times if I can on my own. And then I've got band practice set up with the band for at least one more run through on the 30th. And on top of that, I've got to test all these light fixtures and stuff in a location that works for that, which means it has to be big enough for that. So that is not my house. So I'm going to do that at a barn tomorrow night that's got power and it's got an LED screen and everything. Well, not an LED screen, just a projector screen. So I'm going to be able to test the projector visuals that I'm doing, which means I have to finish those before tomorrow and test my synced up lights with the light fixture and the haze machine and all that kind of stuff. Then, since this is an album release, that means that there is a CD to make. There are 11 or 12 songs on this album, and each one of those had to be recorded, mixed, and mastered. Now, 2 of them, I'm waiting on final mixes. I just sent a set of revisions back to the mixing engineer, and we're gonna fix everything tomorrow, and they should be good to go, and we'll send those off to mastering. And then I've got to actually put them all on the CD, which requires submitting to a company that's gonna make the CDs, and you have to do all the graphic design for that stuff, and that's what I'm gonna show you next. So when you're making your graphic design for your album, I'm taking stuff from the sci-fi music video series I've been working on, just figuring out cool ways to kind of make it look awesome. And there's 2 parts to this. The first is the main CD cover, then there's the back of it, and they have to be kind of connected like this for it to work. I also have a nice little QR code here that people will be able to scan for lyrics, so I just set that up and set up a whole page on my website. That looks like this. For now, you can go to any of the lyrics and just click in and check them all out. And then there's all these, other things if you want to listen to a name, there's contacts, stuff like that. I also wanted to design an insert for the CD, so there's a little bit more information on next steps and what's coming. And then you have to actually match everything to the templates. So this is what they're going to print on the CD. And I have to do this for each of those things that I just showed you. Then you've got to find a person to manufacture all the CDs, and you have to order other accompanying merch, which means you have to do all the merch designs for that and all the communication for that, and find good vendors. So I'm getting stickers and t-shirts for this, and so I had to design what that logo looks like, communicate with these people, find people, make bad decisions like order from a company that's actually going to take a month to get the shirts here instead of, a week and a half, which I found out just a second ago. Thankfully, I was able to find another vendor around here that will get them to me in time. But I almost totally messed that up. Then don't forget, in addition to doing the normal CD for the out part, you got to also design the inner part. Write all the thank yous, make sure you don't forget anybody, and go back and check that a million times to make sure you don't forget anybody, and for typos, and then all the album credits. And then I wanted to add some QR codes for different ones of sci-fi music video series, and again for the lyrics. And then there's all the scheduling with the band, figuring out what bands are going to play, making sure my band is all free. And then scheduling promo shoots for all those bands so they all have content to help them promote the show, such that there's tons of people there for the album release show. I'm also working on visuals like this for the LED screen to be going behind, and this is actually a live camera. So whatever I'm doing on stage, this will be syncing up to that. Some of them may be pre-recorded if I want very specific things, but I'm going to be using some of these effects in a live way on the night. So obviously that's a completely different program, and it took me a while to learn this, and I still don't really know what I'm doing. So I'm mainly following YouTube tutorials, trying to figure it out, and I've still got to figure out how to sync all this stuff up to Ableton to make sure that it runs with all the lighting triggers and shows the right visuals at the right times and doesn't mess anything up, and then test all that. Here is a list of just some of the things that I've needed to do for this. And there's still a lot left to go. Now, don't get me wrong. I really enjoy doing this stuff. So my life is great right now. It's also very stressful trying to make sure I get everything done, don't forget anything, and also don't waste my time scrolling on social media. Oh, and I forgot, I have to manually text all of my friends and family to make sure that everybody knows about it, and then follow up with them once every couple weeks to remind them, make sure that they get their tickets and come out, set up the social media ads campaign to push to them. There's all sorts of stuff happening right now with this. There's so much more that I'm sure I've forgotten. But all in all, this has been an absolutely incredibly rewarding experience. Doing all this stuff, trying to build up to this show, which I'm really, really excited about, and I hope that you will be there to share this night. We're going to have all these incredible lighting effects, and all this stuff is things that I can use for future shows. And so everything is really building on itself in a really amazing way. You're not going to want to miss this show. We're going to do some things that I've never done before, and as far as I know, very few bands in this area, if any, are doing this type of stuff. And on top of that, we've just got incredible talent lining the bill. We've got Pat Rennie, we've got Semantics, we've got Odd Foxes, and we've got Whiskey Feathers. We're partnering with the VA Way to bring mental health awareness to the event, Narcan training to the event, trying to raise awareness about mental health issues and provide resources for people who need it. Because let's be honest, we all struggle with mental health at times. Shout out to Transcendent Events for hosting. May 3rd, Baltimore Soundstage, doors at 6:30. Looking forward to seeing you guys there.